What's up, sir? How are you?
Good, buddy. How are you doing?
Happy 4th.
Happy 4th.
Drinking the American beverage here. The number one, the king of beers.
They say it's supposed to be the last one, right?
The last one? What do you mean?
They say it's going to be the last 4th of July.
Why? Oh, the world's ending? Is that what we're doing?
So, that's what I've heard. That's what they
No.
tell me. I haven't been paying attention. Is something going on?
I don't know. I saw some old men yelling at each other in a cloud, and I gave up on that.
That was the Vice series, Who Killed WCW. It was just Eric Bischoff and Vince Russo yelling about each other.
Right. That's what I saw.
Yeah.
I think that's what I saw.
Yeah.
That wasn't the presidential debate?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. No, that was Vince and Eric.
Oh, okay. All right. Whew. I was going to say, things are getting rough out there.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome to another episode of Outside Interference with me, the RRBG, and the Evil Genius, Mr. Eddie Furth. How are you, brother?
How's it going, buddy? So good to see you. We haven't even. You kept me updated, but we haven't talked since before Japan.
No.
This is exciting. This is a big weekend too. Money in the Bank coming up.
Yes,
I got my whole Saturday off just to watch 2 p.m. Money in the Bank.
Is it an early show like the European shows?
It looks like it. It looks like it said to me the show's starting at 2. I don't know if that's an hour pre-show. I can't imagine they're doing 2 hours of pre-show.
Who knows? Maybe they have a press conference.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on with WWE since we've last spoken. I don't think, have we talked since WrestleMania?
We must have.
We must have at least once.
We
At
definitely.
least
Oh,
once.
because I cried about Roman. Of course
Oh,
we did.
right,
I was
right,
crying about Roman Reigns. Are you talking?
We want Roman.
Yeah.
How far we've come from the booze, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Do we want Roman? So we'll get into that. There's a lot of topics. I kind of highlighted some of the ones I really want to talk about. We're gonna do some Money in the Bank predictions. I got the card pulled up here, and then maybe if we have time, we'll talk about Japan. Or do you want to just talk about Japan off the top?
Oh my God, I want to hear about. I want to start with Japan. I want to hear about Japan. The new king of
brother.
New Japan over here.
Yeah. I'm an international comedian now. I could put that on my flyers. That's the only
You're
reason
over,
I wanted
kid.
to do it too. It's like I got to do it. I got to do a show out there so I can say that I'm an international comedian. I'm an international superstar.
Yeah.
Dude, no, it was a magical trip. As you would expect, Japan is somewhere that, it's one of those places that you think about, you dream about. You don't ever expect to really go because it's so far and expensive, and we're over what's it called? Overpaid carnies at this point. So knowing that that I could make it to Japan just once, now I want to go all the time. Now that I've seen it, now that I've experienced it, it's a town that, aside from all the obvious culture, the food and the music and the architecture, all that stuff, that's all great. That's all touristy greatness, the shrines, the temples, the city at night, all that is great. But just as a professional wrestling fan, that is, if you're into professional wrestling, you have to have at least a little bit of respect for, what's come before from New Japan. Hulk Hogan was over there wrestling. You know what I mean? Like you got to have a little bit of love. I have a lot of love for Japanese wrestling. It's my number one, and it's always been on this show. It's like Earl was the AEW guy. You're the WWE guy. I'm the New Japan guy. So being able to go to Japan and go to the Tokyo Dome, for example, it was raining. I didn't want to, typically here in California, I wouldn't leave my house. That's how bad it was raining. I'd be like, today I'm just going to take a nap and start over tomorrow because that's not working. But I mustered up the energy to, I'm going to go to the Lawson's Pharmacy downstairs. I'm going to buy an umbrella. And I'm going to figure out the goddamn trains so I can go see some shit and go to the Tokyo Dome because I really want to see the Tokyo Dome. And I get there and it was completely shut down. There was a Padres game that was going to happen. I think it's Giants. Sorry, not Padres. Giants. And then it was completely sold out. Regular game, completely sold out, which is wild to me because you can't do that here in America.
Yeah.
Can't sell out a baseball stadium if you tried. Anyway, just to see the Tokyo Dome. First night there was just wild. I flew right into my hotel, which was in Akihabara, which is where all the nerds are, all the video game stuff is. Electric City is called. But I just dropped my bags and got in a taxi to meet up with Josh Barnett and Rampage.
Yeah.
They were doing a collaborative T-shirt thing at some. The company was called like Home Game, I think it's called in Japan. It's a clothing brand. They sell hats and sneakers. You know, pretty cool vibe. Free beer, which is nice.
Yeah.
So I show up and Josh is there with Rampage behind the counter, just doing autographs, doing the good brother thing, you know. And I got up there and he's like, right behind you, there's I forget what they're called, onigiri, which is the rice patties that are stuffed with meat. Mm-hmm. And he's like, go grab one of those on the far right. I'm like, okay. I grab it. I gave it to him. I thought he was asking for one. He's like, no, eat it. I'm like, okay. And I eat it. I'm like, oh, it's good. It's an interesting flavor. He's like, that was deer. I'm like, oh, cool. Awesome. All right. It's going to be a good...
Watch out.
Yeah, it's going to be a good night when the first thing in your mouth is deer.
Yeah.
But then, we hung out there for a while, took pictures. And then there was apparently plans to take everybody to go eat dinner somewhere, but too many people showed up. Like I showed up and a couple of the other wrestler buddies showed up. So it was too many people for the reservations that we had. So everybody was just kind of standing around. I'm like, can we go to Ribera? Please? They're like, Josh specifically was like, well, I'm like, come on, please. Can we please? And I looked at Hammer. I'm like, Hammer, have you ever been to Ribera, bro? He's like, no, I haven't. I'm like, gotta go to Ribera. You know what I mean? We're in Japan. It's 20 minutes away. Let's go. We get a cab. We head to Ribera. I'm like, I need to sit like exactly where Bruiser Brody sat down to eat a steak. If you could please arrange that, that'd be great. And they sat us down. We had some steaks. Steaks are great. A lot of people were giving me shit. They're like, the steaks look questionable. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I was eating a 1 pound steak in Japan where Bruiser Brody did. So for me, that's like peak nerddom. You know what I mean? I'm having like bucket list shit happen right now. And then at the end, we're talking to the owner and like talking about Bloodsport and like we're in town for that. We want to put the posters up if we can just to promote the show to get some more people to go. And he's like, oh, jackets? I'm like, yeah, bud. Yeah, I mean, if that's not the only reason I'm here, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
But we got blessed. We got blessed with the jackets.
You must sleep in that thing now.
Huh? You
must sleep in that thing now.
Dude, I'm hanging it. I want to frame it. Let's just put that.
No, you got to wear it. You got to wear the Riberas. You got to wear your Jordans. Don't buy some nice sneakers and keep them in the closet. You got a Riberas jacket. What are you going to do? You're going to take it to the grave? No, wear that thing until it falls off. Wear it right now. Wear it in the pool. Wear it to the grocery store. Wear it while you're fucking. That thing should be on all the time. Never take that off. Yeah. Sleep in it, eat in it, bathe in it. Come on. You earned that.
Dude,
Mr. New Japan?
Them. Here's the thing. I had friends hitting me up. They're like, yo, get me one. I'm like, I can't. What are you talking about? Them? They don't sell those. The owner has to give it to you. That's the only way to get it. Yeah.
I thought that's how it used to be. I didn't know that was still the tradition.
Still the tradition. Apparently, they're a little looser now. Like, they may not know who you are, but they see who you're with, and they see that you're in the business, and then you're good. And that's because there's so many, because New Japan's opened its doors to a lot more Americans. There's a lot more American wrestlers going over there to wrestle now, and they're a little. It's hard to keep up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But. I was there with Josh, which immediately they were like, Joshua! I was like, oh, fuck. He's still on the wall with the babyface assassin picture. Anyway, that was incredible. Got the jacket. Friday, I got, like I said, a free day, so I went to Tokyo Dome. It was raining. Went to Pile Driver, met Suzuki out there and got some gear. Got this. He gave me the towel, the entrance towel. The fucking iconic fucking towel. He just, here you go. And then across the way, there's another store. I want to give him a shout out because he was great. His name is Wild, but he has a store.
Mindy's Bakery.
Mindy's Bakery.
Hell of a good pickle.
I can't believe he went ahead with the baked goods in the press conference. Good old CM Punk will never change, bud. 296 Punks. I'll give him that shout out. Go follow 296 Punks on Instagram. It's a small shop right in front of Suzuki's shop, and he has really cool gear too, like just hats that say heel or old school like Puro Resu, professional wrestling stuff. And he happened to have the Suzuki beer there as well. And we talked, and Suzuki's like, beer here, like he remembered, because last time I met Suzuki was at another Bloodsport here in LA, and I was the beer guy. I was like the one getting him the beer, so he kind of he remembered that experience. And anyway, did that on Friday. Saturday was Bloodsport, which I don't know if anybody saw it, but I mean it was trending number 2 on Twitter the night of. So I think some people saw it. It was crazy to see Sakuraba there. Crazy to see Rampage Jackson, having a professional wrestling match, hanging out in the sumo, in the sumo hall, and the setting up the show, watching the taika drums, the ceremony that they were preparing, like just watching the rehearsal. I don't know, dude. As a professional wrestling fan, like I said, as a Japanese wrestling fan, like that was peak for me. Like I don't know how it gets better than that. Except for maybe Wrestle Kingdom.
I mean, that's it. That's what you got. It's got to be Wrestle Kingdom.
It's got to be Wrestle Kingdom.
Once you got the tape, clearly you were like, I need to go back. What was the main event of Bloodsport?
It was Josh and Mox.
Jeez, dude.
Mox.
Did you walk him out to the ring in the Ribera's jacket? You were the ring boy in the Ribera's jacket?
I thought about it. Here's a funny story. So
you were just on the edge, just watching the match.
We did do that.
Wow.
We did do that. We did watch it like on the corner, but
brother. Oh, you're going back for Wrestle Kingdom. When's Wrestle Kingdom?
I don't. January.
January, right?
Yeah.
Done. Easy. Put in your vacation days now.
So here's an interesting story. The whole time I was in Blue Corner with Mox in the locker room. They put me in charge of Blue Corner to just kind of get the guys in and out, make sure that everybody knows what's going on. And I was hanging out with Mox the whole time. And I got to go take him to ring check, which was great. We kind of just get warmed up for the match. And then but right before the match, like right before the show started, we were in the locker room. Josh comes over with his student who was doing Red Corner, Angel. Shout out to him. He's a fucking badass. But we had a blast out there. He was Red Corner. I was Blue Corner. And then Josh goes, Angel's going to walk out with Mox. Eddie, I want you with me. I'm like, oh, yeah. That's badass. Walk out with Josh. But the Angel got to walk out holding the goddamn IWGP Heavyweight Championship over his head like fucking Tyson. Like, let's go. I'm like, what a moment for Angel, dude. I told him, like, get the spot. Go get that spot, dude, because it's
hell yeah.
Walk out like fucking the crew behind.
But you did walk out with Josh?
Yeah. Well, we walked out with Josh.
Jesus, dude.
I was there the whole event though. Like whoever walked out, I was walking out, like guiding them and then walking behind them afterwards.
Amazing. Retire now. It's not going to get better than this.
Retire now.
Retire from the business. Quit your job. Go move to the mountains somewhere.
It was very difficult to get back to the daily grind once I got home.
Your hair grow out. Just quit. Just let it all go. Yeah. Full Santa Claus beard. You come out of the mountains once a year to pick up supplies. You're eating deer now. You'll go hunt.
I think I'm done with pro wrestling. I can't get any better. So I think we're done now. I read the book is done. I closed the chapter. No more stories.
Simulation is fucking great. Listen to your simulation. You've just achieved everything you wanted in 1 year. Cody won. You're in Japan. Walking people to the ring.
Hold on. You just reminded me. My colorway for the Ribera jacket, same one as Cody Rhodes. Just saying.
Yeah. Let me talk.
And it wasn't on purpose.
Rivera's.
It wasn't on purpose. Josh grabbed the pile. He took the purple one. He gave another one to somebody else, and he threw the blue one, the blue with the red stripes, at me. And then I'm like looking at the pictures on the one. I saw Cody. I'm like, oh shit, it's the same one. Fuck. Yeah. So Good stuff. Good stuff.
How are you not? Go get it right now and put it on.
Hold on.
They're watching. You're talking about this thing the whole time. You people can see you. What a great TV show. Now they're going to get to see it. This is how you build suspense, folks. This is the exciting moment. We get to see Eddie's Ribera jacket, the blue and red, the one that he should be living in. Tell him, comment and tell him he should be wearing this all the time. There should be don't even wear a shirt under it. Just wear the jacket.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a dark blue? That is smooth as... Oh, my God.
Back is nice.
Oh, wow. Let me talk to you, Ribera's. Wow.
I guess I'll just wear it for the rest of the episode. Who cares?
Yes. I'm in a 3-piece suit. You better wear a Ribera's jacket. Live the gimmick, brother. Live the gimmick,
brother.
Hell yeah.
I got good brothered in Japan for sure. This was I got very much, not gently, but just very hard good brothering happening out there. There's more stuff.
Good.
I don't want to keep talking about it. I do, but I don't.
Oh, man. But that's amazing. Look, that's the most beautiful thing you can imagine in pro wrestling or in life. You're going to take that memory forever. That's going to be one of the final stories you tell before you leave this earth. You're going to be like, fucking the Ribera's jacket.
I'm getting buried in it for sure.
Hell yeah.
Nobody's inheriting this thing.
You're going to get 2 more of them before you're done.
I hope so, man, for real. Like that, all jokes aside, all like excitement aside, like it's not perfect over there. There's a lot of stuff that, for a big boy like myself, like the bathrooms are tiny. Everything's very small and compact. And I felt like I had claustrophobia the whole time, which is fine. It's worth it for everything else that you get to do over there. So it's not, I'm not trying to sugarcoat it. Like there's some things, it's like everywhere else, but the magic of they have a giant store. It's like multiple stories of just old wrestling stuff, chairs, masks, like all kinds of ridiculous magazines and posters. I got a nice little Muda action figure, but crazy experience. But if you want to know more, DM me. I'll tell you more details. I'll send you some pictures that I didn't post because there's too many.
Is there a match that happened in Japan that you know of that you wish you could have been there for? Now that you've been there, there's been so many historic matches.
Yeah. Nakamura versus Ibushi, Wrestle Kingdom 9. I would have lost my mind.
Oh, my God. One of the greatest matches of all time.
Yeah, that's my go.
Night of wrestling matches. That's the dark night of wrestling matches.
Dude, and in that shop that I was telling you, it's called Tudokon, I think it's called. Mm-hmm. They had the Wrestle Kingdom 9 fucking like front row seat, the chair.
Jeez.
I wanted to buy it, but I was like, I'm not flying with a chair. That's insane. I'm crazy. I'm already filled. I brought an extra bag and filled that up with treats and whiskey and all kinds of other things for the house. But there is a lot of wrestling. But last thing I'll say about Bloodsport Bushido, if you haven't seen it, watch the Josh Barnett versus Moxley match. I know I'm a little biased, obviously, because I was there and they're my buddy and all that thing.
Because you were the fucking ring boy. You're sitting on the apron watching your boy in your Ribera's jacket.
But I am biased, but I do believe that's one of the best matches of both of their careers. I think Josh put on a very strong performance, like almost a clinic. There was a spot there where Mox had his back and he flipped him and grabbed his foot and tripped him and just fucking turned it into a leg lock. It was just magic. I'm like, how is Josh moving that well at his age? Like, I'm not far off and I can barely get out of bed. You know what I mean? Like he's doing crazy moves like that. And then Mox as well. Like I think this style, this Bloodsport style, is the perfect style for Moxley because the deathmatch stuff, people don't take it serious. It's a little bit much. It gets gruesome. In the WWE stuff is, hokey, and the AEW stuff was cool, but, there's still a lot of like television stuff happening. Bloodsport is more like Shuto style. Like it fits him perfectly, dude. I don't know how to say that. It sounded like a mark, but I would like to see Mox do more shit like that in the future for sure.
Does Bloodsport have another show coming up at some point?
Yeah, they not stopping. Bloodsport 11 is at the end of July in Brooklyn, New York. They've already announced the Creed brothers are going to be there. Shayna Baszler is going to be there. Santana and Homicide, I think, are having a match together. Like, what?
Dude, Homicide was at the first ROH show. He was a champ at the first ROH show I ever went to. It was Final Battle. I want to say, whatever was it, 2006? Somebody's going to know this one. And it was Brian and Homicide.
Shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to go to Brooklyn for this, but I'm also going to Miami in October. There's a lot of flights and not enough money or time, so I unfortunately don't think I'll be making it to Brooklyn.
Everyone who heard you say that right now is like they're like, oh yeah, he's already going. You're already in Brooklyn right now. In the future, somebody's listening back to this, and you're in Brooklyn for Bloodsport, going, Eddie told you were going. Of course you're going. You're a ring boy now. You have to go down. You have to walk to the ring, and you better bring that Ribera's jacket. I'll tell you that. That better be in Brooklyn. Brooklyn, where are you at? In Ribera's, that's where.
Yeah, man. I would love to go. If it happens, it happens. I'm not going to put any expectations on that, but I do have a place to stay out there. I have family in New York, so.
This motherfucker. You know? I mean, I got a place to stay. It would be nice. All right.
Anyway.
You can tell yourself whatever little lie you need to for now to I'm not going to buy another suit for the rest of the month. I'm sure we'll both hold to that one.
Whew, dude, I mean, your suit game is ridiculous. Are you like keeping all of these? Do you have a gigantic closet with like 10,000 suits in it?
Everybody, whenever they ask, I tell them the honest to God truth. I refuse to count how many suits I have because I'd have to admit at that point. All I know is that I have the same tuxedo in at least 5 different colors. None of them black. I don't own a black tuxedo, but I own plenty of other stuff. There's a great website and company I go through called Paisley and Gray, and they're a great company, great suits, and we're working on something too. So, but yeah, no, I mean, I can't stop buying them. I would say it's a problem, but fucking look at it. I mean, god damn, right? Woo!
Yeah, you look great, dude. I don't think I can pull that off. I'm not that kind of a aesthetic. I believe I could pull off one black suit, all black, maybe with like a red accent or something.
Oh,
but yeah. I got to be in constant mourning. I was really hoping to get a black one of these just so I can really wear it all the time.
Don't worry, everyone. I will go shopping with Eddie. We're going to pick you out a suit so that you can wear that when you walk down to the ring with Josh Barnett at Bloodsport 11 in Brooklyn. With the Ribera's jacket over the suit, by the way. It's going to be like an overcoat. Yeah, like your London fog raincoat, like a Burberry. Like the scarf, it's going to be draped over and tied like a sweater, like a preppy sweater from New England.
Oh, my God.
Tennis club, but it's Ribera's over a black suit. Done. Let's go.
I'd like to graduate to announcer at some point. I know he uses some great announcers like the pros. You know, he had Lenny at the last, you remember Lenny from Pride, female announcer?
I don't know her.
She was there. She rolls her R. She sings along with the music. She's fucking great. Her, and then they had the OG from New Japan also announcing in Japanese, which was great. But my goal is to eventually graduate because coming back from Japan, hop right back to the fire with Circle 6, and we did double dose, and they had me do the ring announcing, which was cool for me to be. I've done a few times for them, but this is the first time we had an actual ring with like a full fucking house, and it felt more powerful. And having like announcing Riddle to the ring was crazy because like I was just introducing everybody right in my little area. He was the only one that like got in my face right when I started saying King of Bros. He was like, King of Bros. I'm like, yeah, dude.
Now I see. He learned fast. He lives up to the reputation.
Exactly. Dude, on his way out, he lost his match, but on his way out, I lit up a joint and just like handed it to him, and he took a hit and gave it back. And then the ref walked by and took it from me.
Perfect.
It was great. So yeah, my goal is to eventually graduate to like announcer duties somewhere because I do like that. I feel at home doing that. Anyway, look, let's hop into some storylines. There's been so much that we can't really like break down a specific episode. So what I did was I just picked a few of the storylines that I find interesting that are happening, so that we can like pick them apart. And then if you have one that missed that you like, just bring it up. But I'll start at the very bottom, with CM Punk, where he belongs, at the very bottom of the pile.
Oh my God, you're telling me that this story with him and Drew hasn't been captivating?
No, it's great. It's fine. It's fine. It's some of his best work since
Drew? It's only Drew?
Look, outside of the MJF story, this is the best thing he's done since coming back to pro wrestling as a whole, between AEW and WWE. The MJF stuff is still number one. I thought that story was great, even though I don't like him. That was a great story. This one's going pretty well. I don't think that they could have worked the McIntyre quitting angle for a little bit longer. It was like one show, in 1 week he was gone. They quit. They could have played that up a little bit more, because they shut down his social media, all that stuff. So I think that could have gone a little longer. But it's interesting. It's a good way to keep Punk in people's minds, keeping Drew busy with something that's not a title, because the titles are all tied up right now, with different stories. So I don't know. I think it's a good story. What are your thoughts on it so far, since you don't hate Punk as much as I do?
I mean, I think that, we've talked about this, but when, I was at the Royal Rumble when Drew won, going into the WrestleMania that got canceled where he won the title. And I love Drew, but I wasn't feeling him as this main event guy. He hadn't clicked with me just yet, but I hadn't connected with him. But this storyline is the one that's giving me the opportunity to connect with Drew, because it's deep. It's more than just going, I want to win the title. There's something, I get to see him be passionate and care. This to me is what's elevating Drew to a whole other level. And it's a lot because of the work he's doing. Like, I think their chemistry is amazing. This isn't a match I thought I would have wanted to see when Punk re-signed. I didn't know they had any history. I think they might be retconning that one. But, like, this is now one of the most interesting stories going into SummerSlam. And it's going to be I think it's going to be a hell of a match to follow up this storyline. I think they're both going to be able to go. I think it's going to build to a crescendo. And I don't think it'll be done at SummerSlam. I think it's going to prolong a little bit more, which is going to be even more exciting.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's going to be eventually a title involved. Hopefully the World Heavyweight title with Drew McIntyre, but we'll see. I think the title will push that feud a little bit over the line, too, as long as it doesn't end up in Punk's hands. I don't want that.
But I think that might, look, if you're talking about that, if Drew's getting close, if somehow Punk had the title and now Drew either has the win over Punk and he's coming back, or they've had this feud, but now Punk winds up with the title, and now it's like Drew's like, oh my God, I'm going to have to go through this guy for it. That's an interesting chase for Drew as well. Like, that's a really cool one.
Yeah, that's true. Another story that's captivated me, I think, a lot is the Dominic Mysterio, Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley Judgment Day love triangle, more than a triangle, what, square? I don't know what's going on.
Depends on who you include.
Yeah,
depends on who you think Liv is really interested in.
Yeah, that's I think she is obviously not interested in Dom. She's doing it to mess with Rhea, but I do think there's something with Finn going on. There is got to be something going on there.
And I think she's working him too. I think Finn is into her, but Liv is just doing this to get back at Rhea.
Oh, sure. Yeah. For
sure. I mean, I guess they're going to end up together. I guess they have to, right? Because Finn is in the background. It's clearly Finn and her. And I was thinking it'd be cool if, like, instead of them winding up together, she was playing both of them just to get back at Rhea. But I guess that's going to be the split. You're going to see Rhea and Damian go in one direction, and Finn and JD and Liv go in the other, and then Daddy Dom is just gone.
I think that, yeah, I mean, that's the next story, I think. The first story is Finn splitting off with Liv, and then once that's, done, then they can jump into, well, Finn is interested in her, but she's not, and, she was just using him, and then the betrayal, and I don't know, maybe she uses somebody like JD or some split up the tag team, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of ways it can go, and that's why I think it's really good. It's one of the more interesting stories on Raw, I think, right now. I like the change in character in Dom too, where, with Rhea, he's the sub, basically. He's submissive to Rhea. She's the mommy. She's on top. Blah, blah, blah. And now it's the reverse. Like, he's ignoring Liv, and that makes Liv want him more. And she's now sub to him, and he's the dom now. So it's super interesting that he's able to pull that off. I don't know why we had a random match with his dad. I guess to progress that the angle with Liv and Selena, but they should save the Rey and Dom matches. We shouldn't be getting that so often. You know what I mean?
Going to be that's what they were going to be doing at SummerSlam. So they had to be able to allude that this is still going on while it's not. And then because at SummerSlam, I think he's pulling the double duty of Dominic on a pole match and he's wrestling his dad. I think both happen in one night. Although I don't think you have to. I think Dominic just Dominic custody of Dominic ladder match like Rey and Eddie is enough.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
It has to look. That has to be what we're getting. There's if they don't do that, if that's not what's going on, I don't.
It's a wasted opportunity
because they already did that. It's such a clear full circle. I love Sam Roberts. Everything counts. I love that he says everything counts, and if everything counts, that counts. And that's clearly the coming all the way back around. The only person in WWE who's been fought over twice in a ladder match.
Nuts. Yeah, and they'll say that stat. I'm sure Michael Cole will be very excited to spit that one out. Oh my God. So, but yeah, I think they're doing a great job with it. It's interesting. I want to see I'm not watching live anymore. I have too much going on, but I do watch the replays and I skip around. I don't have time to sit here for 3 hours. So I skip around, but I always stop at every Judgment Day segment now because I want to see where it's going. I like the people that are involved. I know people still hate JD McDonough, but, I think he's great with Finn. I think that should have happened a long time ago. So I don't know. It's cool.
When this explodes, it's going to be huge for everybody. Everybody has benefited from this story. Now when Rhea comes back, we don't just want to see her. We want to see what she's going to do to get involved in this, which is such a powerful return for somebody who is already over. Now there's a reason we need them there. Obviously, a lot of people who are gone right now are still, their names are still included in something so that when they return, it's not just showing up. There was a reason they returned. This one's been awesome. They've done such a good, everyone there has done such a good job. Everything. Finn, Damian.
How do you book?
Obviously, Liv and Dom are crushing it, but Liv is on fire with this one.
How would you book Rhea's return? Do you have her come out and just murder Liv? In like not a squash, but almost? Or do you have it be a competitive thing to keep Liv strong? Because how do you make Liv look strong versus Rhea? The size difference alone is ridiculous. You know what I mean? So,
I think that when she returns, it will be to say, like, I've been gone and this has been a mess and I'm coming back to fix everything. Because she's going to be she's winning the match and she's not taking Dom with her. That's the finality to it. So she comes back like, I'm here to fix things. I'm here to correct it, which is going to be a theme, I guess. And then it's Dominic and the title on a pole match. Whoever wins the title gets Dom, but she says, I don't want Dom. But it's going to be a ladder match. So all you got to do is take out her knee with a ladder, cut her down to size, and now she's fighting from underneath, which is what you want to see. She's trying to climb that thing with a bad leg. That's the only way. So yeah. You take out a giant's knee and they can't. You take away the power base.
Yeah, that's exciting. I'm excited to see where it goes. Another thing that's been going on since I was gone was the more crossover between other companies. You've got TNA people showing up in NXT all the time, like Joe Hendry. The whole Joe Hendry thing happened while I was in Japan. Like, what happened? Who's this guy?
I have no idea. I saw Joe Hendry on Instagram Reel memes more than I understood what was going on in real life. I was just like, who's this guy and why are these memes popping up? Is this like Hawk Tui's older brother? Is that what's going on? Because I don't know I have no idea. But look, credit to anybody. We're talking about him. We don't even know what's going on. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'll give him this. He's charismatic. When I first heard everybody losing their minds over him, I hadn't even seen him work. I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, what is this? And then I heard the video. I saw the entrance and the video thing at NXT, and I was like, oh, I get it. I get why it's viral. I haven't seen his actual work because he got eliminated in like 1 second from that Battle Royal. So I don't really know. I mean, and I know there's old matches. I'm not gonna go look for them. I need to see it now. And I'm sure I could tune into TNA, but I only tune into TNA for Mr. Nick Nemeth. That's the second time I saw Joe Hendry was the Hardy brothers, the Nemeth brothers, and then out of nowhere Joe Hendry as well.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's interesting to see NXT collaborating with other companies and WWE in general. What are your thoughts on it? Because a lot of people argue that it's difficult to book because you don't want to bring in people from TNA and have them dominate your stars, kind of like the old Invasion angle. And it's just hard to put your people down and, send people over there and they're going to lose over there. Like, how does this benefit either company or how do you feel about it?
I mean, I think it's awesome. I think it benefits everybody. I think if you're working at TNA and you get the opportunity to show your skills on the grand stage, if you get to showcase in that way, it's only a good thing. It's only helping you progress because we literally didn't even know Joe Hendry's name. Now we know he exists. We're going to go see him somehow, some way. And now it's exposure, and that is invaluable. Even if you think that they're not looking strong, nobody coming from TNA to WWE getting that exposure is coming out worse for it. They're only coming out better, and WWE gets a chance to introduce some new and different things that are exciting because it's that way. I don't think it'll all lead to some sort of crossover with Dolph too, right? It has to. So it's a different company, it's a different thing, it's a different product, and that kind of crossover is good. It doesn't hurt anyone.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I love this and I want more of it. I wish AEW would start working with WWE and just get it over with. I'm done with the tribalism. I'm done with arguing. I can't even participate in Wrestle Twitter anymore. Like I quit because it's like it's just hateful stuff. No matter what it is, no matter what happens, there's like negativity from the other side, and it's
I mean,
obnoxious.
just wait until AJ Styles goes and shows up to wrestle the TNA champion and lose. That's going to be huge. Look, thinking about it now, this TNA WWE crossover feels a lot like the Lakers drafting Bronny. Right. So it's all about the attention and the show and the word of mouth. Like Bronny was it was the biggest news story in the draft. He was a second round pick. That's different. And that's not a bad thing. That's the whole idea. You're creating a show and some buzz and some interest. And now LeBron's going to play with his son, and we're all going to watch the game and the highlight reel and see how it goes together. That first time one of them throws a lob to the other and dunks, we're all going to go crazy. So when AJ shows up in TNA to wrestle for the TNA championship and loses clean to the TNA champ, like that's what it's for. It helps everyone. AJ could take a loss on TNA TV for I'm going back to my old stomping grounds. So that's like going back to your high school and playing in the alumni game.
That's true. Yeah.
And then you put the kids over because you're like, you are younger than me. I'm not.
I would put that TNA title on AJ.
That'd be amazing too. And imagine that crossover temporarily before he drops it a month later. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, let him be the champ. Let him show up to their shows once or twice.
It's just building interest in everything for everyone. Like Bronny James getting drafted. I just want to know, Bronny got drafted. He's playing with LeBron now. When they're on the court together, is he going to call him LeBron or is he going to call him Dad like everybody else on the Lakers does?
Dad. I stepped on your joke, but that was awesome.
I just want to know, why did my dad love me enough to get me drafted to the Lakers? Huh, Dad? Can we?
Oh my God! For a second, I forgot for a second there that you're a comedian, bro. I forgot that we're.
Don't let the suit fool you.
Yeah, we talk wrestling, and you're in a suit, and I know it's rough. It's rough. Speaking of,
I didn't have a spot last weekend at a club to get that Bronny James joke in, so thank you. I'm going to pull this clip.
Do it. Put it online.
Good.
No, but that's funny about like now you can't. It's too late now to use the joke. You think? Has the moment passed
Man,
since the draft?
I mean, I think I don't know. You know what? I think I can. When the season starts, I'll bring it back around. Right?
Nice.
It's a draft weekend, and then it's the first week of the season. Or if you're in Burbank, you could do it 2 months after, and they're fine.
Yeah, you could do that joke. You could put that as a permanent piece in your set, and it wouldn't matter in Burbank. At the ha 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 ha. Dude, speaking of, we didn't talk about this in Japan, but I hit up the Tokyo Comedy Bar while I was there.
Mm-hmm.
I messaged them like a couple weeks beforehand. I'm like, look, I'm flying to Japan. I'd love to just get up and do 3 minutes, just so I can say that I went up, And the guy, JJ over there, who's great, was like, why don't you just judge roast battle? I'm like, okay, that's more mic time. I'll take it.
What club over there?
There's only the one club. It's called Tokyo Comedy Bar. There's only one comedy bar in Japan, in the whole country, which is wild to me. Apparently, they don't really care much for stand-up out there. So it's only
Japanese and American stand-up, or just
it's all Western, so it's all English.
Yeah,
but there are Japanese people doing English jokes. There's a clip on their socials of one of the comedians practicing how to say the word squirrel for 20 minutes, and it's incredible.
That's a good bit.
It's really good. You should check it out. But yeah, another shameless thing. Like, I got to judge roast battle in Tokyo, like roast battle Tokyo in Tokyo. Anyway, going back to wrestling. One of the most important things happened while I was gone, and while we haven't talked. The Wyatt Sicks. For me. And anybody that's watched this show from the beginning, back in the Comedy Store Wrestling days, knows I'm a big Wyatt dude. His passing was fucked me up more than like some family members. Like that's to me is super special. And to see the debut of the Wyatt Sicks, which was executed perfectly in my opinion, with the blood especially, I thought they killed it with the walking through gorilla, the blood splatter on the walls, Chad Gable dead inside, which I'm starting to think it was just he faked that. I don't know if you picked up on that. I think Chad put something on himself to get sympathy from Otis and the crew, and I think he just kind of like ooh and just like pretended to be dead.
Oh wow! So that's why he got shown, because they didn't really attack him. He set himself up.
Yeah, they're not after Chad.
That's brilliant.
Second time he was in the ring, and then Abby brought the tape. She could have taken him then, but what happened? Nothing. They let him go. They're not after Chad. They're after Jey Uso.
Really? Why Jey?
He took the Fireflies.
Oh.
Also, I'll get to the first tape interview of Taylor, but the second tape he mentions that there are people out there, I don't know the exact wording, but there are some out there that are belittling their own families for their own gain.
Oh.
Mr. Jey Uso left his family, whether they were bad or good, he left his family to go be main event Jey Uso.
That's brilliant. How can you not talk to your brother, Jay? How could you not even talk to your brother? That's
your brother's alive.
That changes what I think my SummerSlam matches are, which changes my Money in the Bank picks. But that's fucking good. Because oh my god, you don't even talk to your brother and he's still alive. Oh,
my brother's gone.
Mm-hmm.
You have your brother and you don't even.
Oh
talk.
wow,
dude, it's an amazing story if that's what they're going with.
Book it. Book it.
But I thought, going back to the first tape. The fear I think that everybody on the internet was having was that it's going to be cheesy and hokey and a lot of the hocus pocus and spooky. But I think they're doing a really good job of just keeping it more of like a horror movie with psychological like aspects to it. Not monsters, but craziness, trauma. The trauma of Taylor losing his brother. That first interview, I messaged you right away. I got home dead tired from Japan, fucking jet lag. I put the thing on and just,
Were you in Japan?
I mean, I think I don't know. Was I? No, but I was feeling like shit already, but then I saw the video and I started bawling, dude. And I was like, what? The performance of a lifetime for Mr. Taylor Rotunda. I thought it was a fantastic way to introduce the whole story of how it's going to work out, actually addressing the death and like how he's feeling about it, and addressing him stealing the legacy, basically, because a lot of the chatter on the internet too was that, oh, you know, they're giving his brother's gimmick to him, and it's like that was the plan all along, actually.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So how do you feel? What did you think? Because I remember messaging you like I have to catch up. So what did you feel when you saw that interview?
Yeah, so their debut I thought was awesome. I know I want this. I mean this with like the utmost. This is a compliment for me. Like that first thing where they're cutting through the backstage, it read like a great Halloween Horror Nights maze. Like, but in a great way. Like it just was so around every corner, and then something else happens. This idea that she's popping up with a VHS. Those the two pieces from Bo are like I feel bad in over complimenting him, because I know this came from a real place of pain and what he went through. But this is performance on a level from him I would have never expected or anticipated. Like he's crushing it. And there's the last one, the second one that just happened. I thought his performance was actually better than a lot of the stuff I'd seen from Bray. That Bray was doing, and not to even put down Bray at all, but his performance on those tapes was just so spot on and beautiful. Like it really is drawing you in. I'm definitely interested to see both what they're doing in the immediacy and what this Wyatt Sicks looks like drawn out over time, and what Uncle Howdy gets mileage wise and where they go and what kind of presence they have overall. I mean, it really intrigued by it, but he jumped leaps and bounds in my eyes with those tapes.
Yeah, man. The tapes were incredible. Like I thought the initial debut was incredible just because even his movement, like when they finally moved from Chad to him and he's just there with his arms out and like kind of like wobbling into the arena, I was like, that's not Bo Leave Dallas. You know what I mean? Like he's fully embraced. And I like the upgrades to the outfit, to the dreads, the match, Wyndham, I thought was great. But yeah, I'm very excited about this. What I hope to see is we're going to get this Jey Uso. We're probably going to see it at Money in the Bank, and that's going to be part of my picks. We'll probably see the Wyatt Sicks cost Jey Uso his match at the chance to get. You think he's?
Jeez. All right.
He's going to be right there. And the lights are going to go out, and he's going to come back, and there's going to be a severed head or something in his hands.
Yeah. It's going to be the head of his brother.
Yeah, dude, right?
Jey Uso's head.
Or like the old lantern with Wyatt's face on it, with the mouth open. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That would be creepy as shit. But we'll get to the Money in the Bank. That's the last thing we'll talk about. But I want to see the Jey Uso Uncle Howdy match happen. But leading up to that, I also want to see similar vignettes like the interviews. I want to see that for the whole family. I want to see Dexter Lumis explain why he felt abandoned by the fans and abandoned by people he wanted. They wanted to forget him. They never gave him the right push. He was struggling with whatever. And also, you need one for Joe Gacy, and we need one for Eric Rowan, and we need one for. So I want to see all that play out and have an explanation like for each of their, feuds that are going to happen. Because we're going to have Dexter probably go after Miz, maybe go after Johnny Gargano. I don't know, the people he worked with in the past, and then he was forgotten. Probably Johnny Gargano. That makes the most sense.
Yeah.
That's what I would like to see. I'd like to see those multiple videos. I'd like to see it treated right. I don't think we need to rush and put any titles on anybody right away either. We could just play this off as long as possible until they get naturally like that over to where, okay, it makes sense that they have the title, I guess.
Man, you blew my mind. You changed my shit. That's a good point. Look, Jay and Bo at SummerSlam, it changes what I had originally, but that might be it. That might be better. That's good. That's really good, man. Of course, That storyline of him not talking to his family. He's got the Wyatt Sicks are adopted family. You decimate Jay again, though. I don't mean this in this way. Like Jay needs a bigger win than what he got on his brother at WrestleMania, and Jay is at that level. I don't know if we're having Jay lose to a debuting Uncle Howdy.
I do that, and this is why. Perfect transition.
I got you. I know where I'm going to go with this. Got it. I got you. I know where I'm going. Never mind. I'm sticking with my picks. I got you.
I'm going with perfect transition now to the next topic, which is the bloodline. Since we've been gone, there's a new bloodline. And this is Jay Uso losing to Howdy is how you get Jay back into that storyline. We have to get him back into that storyline. It has to happen. You know what I mean? So we've got
what you think is going to happen.
That's true. Here, I'll tell you what I think is going to happen. So we've seen Solo has stepped up as the new Tribal Chief for WWE of the Bloodline. He's brought in G.O.D., the Gorillas of Destiny, Tama Tonga and Tongaloa, the Usos, OG for life. And they brought the homie Jacob Fatu. They've completely demolished Paul Heyman, who is giving the performance of a lifetime with his non-shaved beard and his tears in his eyes. A lot of people think that what's going to happen is that Roman is going to come back and save Paul Heyman. He's going to save the bloodline. We want Roman. What if Roman is the heel? More heel than he's ever been. What if he says, hey, I sent Solo in. I sent him. Why are you disobeying my orders? You know what I mean? Like, he's doing what I'm telling him to do. None of this is a swerve. He is actually telling the truth, that this is all by order of the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. The Rock comes back as a face because he originally wanted to be a face. But the whole Cody thing threw him off, and he had to switch and become a heel. But now he has a chance to come back and save Paul Heyman. Now he has a chance to come back and save the bloodline. I'm here to restore order. This is bullshit. Fuck you, Solo. The Usos joined The Rock. And Roman's like, no, I'm the Tribal Chief. I sent Solo to do all this, and that's how you get Rock and Roman. You get Roman heel, and The Rock as a face.
When do you think you see that? When do you see that, and what do you think is happening at SummerSlam?
That's Mania.
What do you got at SummerSlam?
Rock Roman. Huh?
Mania's Rock Roman.
Yeah.
When is Cody and Rock? You think they don't go back to Cody and Rock?
They do after.
Because you're Rock's baby.
Yeah, heel turn Cody.
Baby Rock. Oh,
it's coming. He's already teasing the Homelander.
Heel Cody. All right.
We give Cody another year as babyface. We run through that Mania. He has another great moment at Mania, and then we turn him heel. And that leads to The Rock saving the WWE from evil Homelander Cody. I think. I mean, we're getting far ahead now.
Yeah.
But I do think in the immediate future, we may get a heel Roman and a baby Rock, as opposed to what most people think, which is Roman's coming to save us all. Our Tribal Chief, and he's going to save Paul. And in that, yeah, sure. But that sounds pretty predictable to me. It seems easy for Roman to come back and save the bloodline because everybody wants it. And I know we're trying to please the fans, but we already did that with Cody.
What would saving the bloodline look like? When you say come back as a baby and save the bloodline, what would that look like?
Rescue Paul Heyman, put together the Usos, the original bloodline, maybe even Sami Zayn. Throw in a little Sammy Juicy there, I think there's ways to save the bloodline and have that big bloodline civil war story that they're trying to get, which will be, Roman, Solo, the Tongans, Fatu, and you got Rock, Usos. I don't know who else. Maybe Hikuleo is in the talks, apparently, of coming over from New Japan. There's also Zilla Fatu. There are way too many fucking Samoans. That's all I gotta say.
Jacob Fatu looking like a beast out there.
I'm just saying there's so many. and
Yeah.
this can go on forever.
Yeah.
But I mean, tell me your thoughts, because I just blurted out all my fantasy booking. Where do you think this is going? How are you feeling about the new blood? Do you acknowledge
Look,
Solo?
we actually go in a very similar direction, because this is what I've been saying all week, right? I'm going to stick with this one because I really believe in it, both short term and overall. Like, when Roman comes back, the first time we see him, people are going to go absolutely apeshit. He's going to get cheered like crazy. And the minute he picks up that microphone, he is absolutely still going to be heel Roman. Because as a heel, he's coming back like, of course you guys missed me. I'm the tribal chief. I'm in charge. He's going to side with them, but he is going to come to reorganize things. He's going to take Solo and the Tonga boys. He's going to be like, all right, now we got to get back on the same page. You went a little far on this one. I'm here to reorganize. I think we're going to get Roman and Cody at SummerSlam, because I think Roman is turning face, but we have to see it on television. He can't come back and be a face. You didn't tell a story then. There's no story as to why he's doing that. He's going to come back with one eyebrow kind of raised, no pun intended, of like, what's been going on? But that insecurity is going to make him and Solo butt heads until finally at SummerSlam, Solo either directly or indirectly costs Roman the title in his match with Cody, which is going to lead to the Civil War and the blow up internally so that Roman can turn face. Because I think that's especially if you're talking about the possibility and the real possibility of turning Cody heel. All of a sudden you go to SummerSlam next year or something like that, and you're talking about a babyface Roman against the heel Cody. Now you've got chapter 3 or even chapter 4 with the roles reversed. Maybe it's Mania, but I think Roman absolutely is coming back as a heel, but it's to turn face on camera through the story that's being told, because otherwise it negates the whole story that's being told. All of that turmoil and that sort of tension of, is Solo really in charge, is going to change the day Roman walks in. Is Solo still really in charge? Because Roman showed up. So I think you're going to see that disillusion eventually, but not right away. It's going to be, I'm back now. I got it. And Solo's going to, no. I got it. I was here when you left. Where were you? I showed up the next day. And then it's going to lead to it. That's where I go with it. I think you're spot on with a lot of the Rock and Cody things coming back around. Although I think it's probably heel Rock and baby Cody. I don't know if it has, to me, the same bite if it's the other way around. But then when Cody turns heel, it'll be really interesting to me to see heel Cody and face Roman.
I think so. I agree. I
just think we get Roman at SummerSlam, because if he's on like that sort of Brock schedule, it's time for him to show back up, unless we're deciding you can't go any longer than SummerSlam. When's he going to show up then? Do you know what I mean? Like, I
think he shows up
any
and he's
longer.
not on the
We
card.
don't capitalize on what is going on right now. So it's SummerSlam, and he gets the match with Cody, and the Bloodline directly or indirectly costs him.
I think it's too soon for the Roman Cody at SummerSlam. I think Roman comes back at SummerSlam unannounced, like not on the card. There's some kind of solo match as the main event, and he comes back to interfere with the main event. Like, that's, I think, how we see Roman, and then progress from there. I think there's no need to build Roman and Cody more, but there kind of is. Like, a lot has happened since the new Bloodline, and Cody with his story, with all the people that he's been having matches with, and trying to become that traveling world champion, that, you know, the traditional old school. He's got his own new story going on. I think it takes a little bit longer. I think Roman comes back in SummerSlam, but not as part of the card, just as a surprise.
What does he do?
It gets involved in the match. And, you know, I like what you said about, you know, the dissolution there. And I think they go right into that. Like, Roman trying to take his chair back. Like, this is my seat. And it's like, nah, Solo, this is Solo's seat now. You left. So now you have to wait till I'm done being tribal chief so that you can be tribal chief. And then they start beating down Roman. You start getting empathy for Roman because they're beating him down and putting him, you know, down. And eventually that makes him a baby because people start feeling the sympathy.
So who does Cody wrestle at SummerSlam? Because that, to me, trying to work backwards, I can only really think of a few people that I think is Cody and SummerSlam. Like, who's he wrestling if it's not Roman? It can't be Solo because it can be Solo if Roman's not coming back. But if Roman's coming back at SummerSlam and Cody's wrestling Solo, Roman has to cost Cody the title and have Solo win. Otherwise, it's a little less than. There's no reason to bring him back for him to try to interfere for Solo to lose. Where's the heat? There's nothing going on. So if he's coming back at SummerSlam, he's either in the main event or he's costing somebody something big and helping someone win. What does that even look like?
Cody wrestles Randy Orton.
And what's the finish? And where's Roman?
We'll figure it out. Roman shows up for the Bloodline match. Not involved with Cody at all. Cody wrestles Randy Orton at SummerSlam. That's a marquee match. People want to see Randy and Cody. That's a story.
Absolutely.
So you have that completely separate story. Cody's story to me is, this is what I take the words of The Rock in their final face-to-face when he gives him the watch, which I think we've confirmed that is now a watch that Cody gave him, right? Then is that not, since the last we talked about
We don't know what The Rock handed to Cody, but we do know that Cody gave everybody in that main event Rolexes. Yes. So we're all assuming, but I've gotten no specific, unless it's on that documentary that I haven't gotten a chance to watch yet, but I've been waiting 3 months for.
No.
I've been waiting for that.
They don't mention what the item is, but it was just kind of like alluded to in an interview, I think, with Cody, where he kind of mentioned that he gave a gift and, the gift was returned. So at that confrontation, though, The Rock says, your story with Roman Reigns is over, but our story has just begun. That's where it's going. So I think whatever Bloodline shit's happening is happening independently of Cody. Roman coming back has nothing to do with Cody. I think Roman coming back is strictly Bloodline business. Cody's doing his business with Randy and his dream matches. He had AJ and by the way, wow, the fucking crowd in France with AJ. I don't even know if we've talked about that, but I think Cody goes. We get at Money in the Bank. We get Randy turning. We get Randy turning on Cody to set up the match for SummerSlam. But we'll get there. Okay, we're here. Let's talk about the Money in the Bank card that exists at the moment.
Yeah.
We have Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline. I think that, like I said, Randy turns in that match. And not to join the Bloodline or to help them, just at the end when they're celebrating, maybe they win, maybe they lose and they're kind of like, let me help you up. Fucking RKO, give me your belt. You know what I mean? That kind of.
Yeah. But also be where Roman returns. That would be the spot where Roman could cost them the match and rejoin the Bloodline.
That sounds about good. All right, let me write down our picks.
Yeah, let's go pick for pick on this one. This is tough because I also I was thinking about Money in the Bank. I couldn't think about it without thinking about SummerSlam and thinking about what would happen there. For instance, Gunther is getting a world title shot no matter what happens next. So who's Gunther wrestling and who's Cody wrestling at SummerSlam? And I have to say, I think Gunther is somebody you could put in the spot with Cody. I think that's another real option if it's not Randy, if it's not Roman. I don't know if it's Solo. Maybe it is Solo. Maybe it's Cody and Solo at SummerSlam. It really could be, and that's what is being built as well. But I think Gunther's another option of like, if stuff is happening with the world title on Raw enough, he could slide over. But I don't know. I got something else for them for now.
All right. So in this Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline, I assume the Bloodline wins.
Mm-hmm.
That's my pick because
I got the Bloodline going over. They have to go over. They gotta go over. Make Roman look strong. Make the Bloodline look strong. They're new. This is their first time out. They've gotta be beasts. They've got to use the outside interference. Which three are wrestling? Because Jacob Fatu is still around, but they got four of them. Who's wrestling?
They haven't really announced that or addressed that either. The Flyers has 4 versus 3.
I love that Freebirds rule, that sort of demolition, somebody sneaking in and out. Not that you can do that the same way anymore, but
they can pull it off.
I love that there's enough.
They could pull it off with Tama and Tongaloa. They're brothers and they look similar. They could swap out and the referee doesn't realize. They wear the same kind of outfit.
It could definitely be one of those finishes where one of them is knocked out. They pull him out of the way and let the other guy roll in, keeping his head down, so then he gets some sort of something over on somebody. Yeah. Jacob Fatu is going to be involved. I don't. Now that we talk about it, it's hard to not think Roman's going to be there. So it's hard to think.
I'm gonna put Bloodline for both, but I'm gonna put an addendum for you with Roman appears. Right? Roman shows up.
I don't know if I'm calling it for sure because I also think Punk is going to appear. We think Howdy's going to appear. This can't be the show that everybody unannounced is there unless we're going for WrestleMania 40 Night 3.
It's possible.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Bloodline goes over.
No Roman.
Because the Bloodline's actually got these guys, this group has to actually show something before you bring him back into the fold. They've got to actually be a threat. They got to be a threat.
Do we get a fifth member interfering in this match to put them over?
No, let them win. You have 4 against 3. That's it. 4 against 3, they win.
All right. The WWE Intercontinental
Cody's
Championship.
going to bleed. That's my addendum. Cody's going to bleed.
Juicy Cody. All right. Intercontinental Championship match, Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker.
I'll do it. Braun Breaker's taking that Intercontinental title from Sami Zayn.
I'm inclined to agree because this is how we get Sammy back in the Bloodline.
Look, Braun Breaker in the ring and on the mic is living up to the hype right now. His time on the main roster has been done and played so well. He's stepping up to the plate with it. Right on the mic, he could easily not be really good, but he is comfortable. He's there. To me, it's one of those, like, he's earned it. Like, I want to see him as the Intercontinental Champ just fucking barreling over people. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And Sami Zayn is going to be the first guy.
I agree. I'm picking Braun as well. I think that happens for sure.
Let's go.
Men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Jey Uso, Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, Chad Gable, LA Knight, Drew McIntyre.
I'm sticking with my original pick. Main event Jey Uso is going to be Mr. Money in the Bank. Because they're going to slap the word yeet on it and they're going to sell 100 yeet cases. They're going to sell 100 of them. But besides that, I think this is a great way. Look, if Gunther wins King of the Ring and that's elevating him, Jey Uso is ready for this elevation up, and the Money in the Bank is the perfect way to do it. So much so that I think Jey Uso is going to go into SummerSlam as the world champion against Gunther. That's my belief and my thought, because the other guys have strong enough stories without it that none of them are talking about Gunther. None of it's about Gunther. Damian and Finn are going to fight, and Drew and Punk are going to fight, and Jay and Gunther are going to wrestle. That's going to be the match, because now it's like his first title shot's against the fucking behemoth.
That's true.
Probably not going to happen, but that's what I want to see. Because I also kind of want to see Gunther win the world title at SummerSlam. But it's not going to be against Drew or Damian because they've got other stuff going on, unless he beats Damian. So I'm sticking with Mr. Money in the Bank, Jey Yeet Uso.
Jey Yeet Uso. Okay. I'm picking Drew McIntyre. I'm picking Drew McIntyre with the Wyatt Sicks interfering Jay's win like right at the last second. I think that's what happens. And I think maybe something happens with Chad. Chad leads into them. Maybe Chad helps them. Like, go get him. He's right there. You know, like.
I'm gonna say what I think the surprise appearance is gonna be is Logan Paul is costing LA Knight the briefcase because you want to talk about what I was most excited about? Fucking Jalen Brunson showing up at Madison Square Garden on SmackDown with a steel chair to face down Tyrese Halliburton. As a lifelong Knicks fan and WWE fan, oh my, I was screaming MVP when that was happening. Jalen Brunson's my boy. I'm a Knicks fan. He showed up on WWE. So when SummerSlam is in Indianapolis, what's going to happen? LA Knight is going to have Jalen Brunson in his corner, and Logan Paul is going to have Tyrese Halliburton in his corner, like that time Walter Payton was randomly with Razor Ramon for no reason, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
But those two are going to be there for that match, and that means that Logan Paul has to come down and cost LA Knight the briefcase, which means no one else is going to interfere, unless maybe it's Punk. Like, guys, everybody's interfering. This is the show where Logan Paul, Howdy, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, everybody's coming back all in one night. Macho Man Randy Savage is going to be there. Oh, yeah.
You know what? Now you got me thinking. Because I'm like, all right, Jey Uso gets taken out by the Wyatts. Logan Paul takes out LA Knight. Punk takes out Drew McIntyre. Chad Gable runs away from the Wyatt Sicks when they come to take out Jey Uso. And that'll leave the unpredictable Carmelo Hayes or Andrade finale with, I think, Carmelo Hayes for some reason taking it and just doing something else with it, like completely out of nowhere for all of us, you know? Because they've always talked about that. When there's a good enough story, you don't need a title. Jey Uso doesn't need a title because he can have a really good story with the Wyatts right now. Punk and Drew McIntyre have a good story already going on. LA Knight and Logan, it's not a great story, but it's a story over the title. But that's a story. And there's a title involved. He can end up winning the U.S. title out of that story. So I think it comes down to just Andrade, like something completely out of nowhere for all of us. Damn. Because I had Drew winning.
Look, Carmelo Hayes is a great pick for this.
Yeah.
I think I would pick Carmelo Hayes over LA Knight because LA Knight is clearly going to be winning that U.S. title at SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
Carmelo could be one of those Money in the Bank cash-ins where he shows up on a Friday night on SmackDown and he's like, Cody Rhodes, at the end of the night we have a title match. I'm cashing in, but you have till the end of the night, you know? And kind of calls the shot to step up and go, I want to wrestle for this. I don't want to just – we haven't had a calling your spot kind of moment, pointing to left field like Babe Ruth. Hasn't been since RVD, but that's clearly the one where he's like, no, I'm calling my shot. I know when I want it, I'm going to take it from you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm picking Carmelo Hayes.
Do it. I love it. That's a great pick.
Yeah,
Over
Carmelo
a lot of
Hayes.
the other guys, it's a great pick. These when he wins it, I won't be surprised. You will be right on that one.
And then I have all the interferences as Carmelo with all the interferences.
Amazing. Can you imagine if we get Howdy, Punk, Paul, if we get all of them just running through motherfuckers?
Otis comes in and just destroys Chad. Well, because think about it. Look, they had
And who's Andrade feuding with?
His career.
Yeah. Charlotte.
So that's what I'm saying. Like Andrade, Carmelo, the final two. Everybody else gets taken out of the picture, and I think it works because they saw the finale of the WrestleMania match where all the interference people went crazy. So I think they might want to replicate something like that. So all right, I'm going with that pick. Fuck it. Women's Money in the Bank: Io Sky, Chelsea Green, Lyra Valkyria, Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, and Zoe Stark. I don't really know.
It's Tiffy time.
It's Tiffy time?
It's Tiffy time. It's Tiffy time.
Yeah, it is.
Lyra
has a belt, right? Or no?
I don't know.
She had like the NXT belt, maybe? I don't really know anymore.
But Tiffy time is what will make the briefcase important. Triple H is famous for saying the wrestler makes the title doesn't make the wrestler. What's the most interesting thing with an up-and-coming star right now? It's Tiffany Stratton. So you put that Money in the Bank, and that's a whole – look, the Money in the Bank gimmick is such a great gimmick for anybody. This idea that you have this guaranteed world title shot and how your personality expresses that, whether it's confidence or arrogance or sneakiness or defiance, you make a character by – right, Damian Priest almost cashing in 100 times over the last year. Amazing. And then he finally does, and you go crazy. it's Tiffy time, and it's a great move. It's going to be very fulfilling for everybody. Everyone's going to love that.
Yeah, I agree. I'm putting Tiffy as well. And then finally, the World Heavyweight Championship match with Damian Priest versus Seth Rollins. If Priest wins, Rollins cannot get another title shot. And if Rollins wins, Priest has to leave Judgment Day. I mean, they're already kind of teasing him leaving the Judgment Day. But I also don't think they're going to... I don't think they're going to take the title off Priest just yet. They want to keep him strong, I think. I don't know. If Priest wins, Rollins doesn't get another title shot.
While Priest has the title.
While he has a title.
Yeah.
Priest wins because he can then lose it in a couple months and then Rollins is back in the picture. It doesn't matter. But him leaving Judgment Day has a lot more... Like, that story needs to resolve on its own when Rhea gets back. Not that night. You know what I mean? Not like that. So, I think that's...
Shit.
I think that's what happens.
Look, I'm going to be wrong on purpose because you're right. They're not going to have him lose the title and break up with Finn that night. No, I'm going with what I was going to do. Look.
Stick to your guns. Don't let me convince you otherwise.
Priest is winning the match. Priest wins this match, and then Jey Uso cashes in and takes the title from Damian Priest.
That night, huh?
Yep, immediately.
Wow.
Because isn't Judgment Day banned from ringside?
I think so.
That's it. So he's going to be out on his own. Damian's going to be on his own. Seth is going to push him to the limit. It's going to be that double knockout. He falls on top of Seth, gets the pin. He's just coming to. Uso! He comes running down to the ring, passes the briefcase, super kick, splash, 1-2, kick, super kick, splash, 1-2-3. Jey Uso is the new World Heavyweight Champion.
What if... I'm not changing my pick. But what if all of that happens, but when Jay comes running in, so and the fireflies are going off, Uncle Howdy comes out of nowhere and costs him the match.
That'd be beautiful. That would be beautiful. I would take that the same as I would take he's about to hit a kick and Jimmy kicks him. I don't give a shit if Jimmy's,
Last shot of Money in the Bank is Uncle Howdy standing over Jey Uso, just cost him the match.
Yeah, I could absolutely see that. I'm just, you know me, I love to go out on a limb and make that wild prediction here. And I think that I have this feeling of looking at who has what going on going into SummerSlam. I was just really wondering where it's going to play out. And Gunther against Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins. Seth and Gunther is interesting, but there's no other specific fire behind it. I don't think Seth lost that title to be the first person to win it back from Damian.
No.
So Seth is going to come in, have that great match. Damian wins, but the minute Jay cashes in and takes that title, now Seth is a contender all over again. It keeps him right in the running. So the loss is fine because now he's still a contender for a world title.
Makes sense. I'm sticking with my Drew McIntyre pick because I feel also that... Well, no, I had Carmelo. Damn it. I'm not sticking with Drew McIntyre. I got Carmelo. I was going to say, would it be too much if Punk costs McIntyre the cash-in? Is that too many times that he's fucking him over? To where it's starting to become a joke as opposed to being, serious?
I don't think it's wrong for Drew. I think it's wrong for the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Good point. Because
now I think that story is so valuable that if you're gonna, it's one thing to have a Dean Ambrose cash in the same night and win the title. That's valuable because it gives urgency to that thing. But on the same night to have the person cash in and then lose it again, it takes away. Now you're a year out without a Money in the Bank winner and they didn't win the thing. It's possible. I'm not saying it's not possible. The same way as I think there's an outside chance CM Punk wins Money in the Bank. Do you know what I mean? That real outside chance of Punk crashing the
You mean like when Brock Lesnar just walked up and took it?
Yes, I'm saying there's an outside chance both of those things are possibilities in the world of pro wrestling that's being written. Punk could cost Drew. Drew could win. He could go and try to cash in, and Punk could kill it. Absolutely. I think Punk could also go in. Drew is climbing. GTS climbs up, takes it, and now CM Punk is Mr. Money in the Bank again. I think that's another outside possibility.
For sure, especially because that's all Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman guys, just come on in, take the best.
Yeah.
You're not even in the match, but you got the briefcase. Congratulations.
Yeah.
That could very well happen. That he could play out the Brock Lesnar storyline as Punk just trolling, and comes out on Monday Night Raw, does the little dance with the fucking briefcase.
He opens it up. What does he take? He takes Mindy's Bakery muffins out of the briefcase and starts eating muffins in the middle of the ring.
Oh, my God. All right. Well, that'll do it for this episode. I hope it was
Listen
good.
to how excited we are about Money in the Bank, though, and SummerSlam. Like, this is clearly, like, I know things felt like they slowed down after WrestleMania, but it's clear they didn't. This is a larger thing. We just talked 6 different endings to the same pay-per-view that we're all psyched about and ready to go. Let's go. Let them cook. We got this.
Yeah, man. I tried telling you this. You were a little bummed after Mania. And I'm like, I think this is great. There's a new era. It's a new time for story, different stories. I watched that documentary that you're talking about, the WrestleMania 41.
How was it? I've been waiting. That's my Saturday before Money in the Bank. I'm watching that.
It's good. It's surprisingly candid, surprisingly behind the scenes, like Triple H talking about people being over and, what the plan is. And, it just, I'm sure Cornette is rolling in his grave. Huh?
Tell you who Cody was supposed to wrestle at WrestleMania? Because I know they talk Rock and Roman and Seth and CM Punk, right?
Yeah, they talk about that. They don't. They just basically play it off as we were just going to have Cody just kind of back out and, wait till next year.
And then let me tell you right now that documentary is a work. If they don't tell you who he was facing, that means this is part of that story, and that's why it took so long to come out.
Yeah.
I'm not being cynical, but if they don't mention, if they're willing to say Seth and CM Punk and Rock and Roman, and then not mention any plans for Cody.
Well, okay, no. So the plan they did mention is that they started pivoting to him and Rollins. So remember they did that thing where Rollins came out and kind of called him out, like that was like the pivot. They're like, all right, well, we'll make, since CM Punk got injured, we'll make Cody and Rollins the thing, and then we'll move on. But then, they try to make it seem like Cody went into business for himself by pointing at the sign. Yeah. Like, I don't think that's happening, but it kind of feels like that's what they were aiming at. Like, and there's been complaints online, I think, from several noteworthy media folks that The Rock comes off kind of shitty because he's all like, I came up with all this. This is all like, I did the approvals. I'm the one that made the call and da-da-da. He's the final boss.
Look, if I am not saying that the Montreal screw job was a work. I'm not saying that. What I am saying, though, is that they talked about making this the biggest WrestleMania of all time. And if you get this if you can make people believe that the story behind the story is also real, then you've worked them twice. I'm not saying it's impossible. And I think that there are people at Rock's level who probably have big egos and a lot of power, and that a lot of that is also true. But I think a lot of that is also not nearly as true. Look, when the legend is better than the truth, print the legend. And I think there's a way. I think there's the thing that makes me think they were planning this the whole way is there's no reason to have Cody point at Roman if that's not where they're going to end up. And I don't think Cody is going to go out and do that way.
That's the way they kind of angled it in the video, where it's like
Cody I have not been so excited for something in a long time. I can't wait to watch that.
Yeah, it's a good watch, and it goes by quickly too. So, if anybody is still watching this right now, You're at the very end of this episode. If you're still here with us, thank you. And I'm sorry that I don't put out more episodes, but Daddy's a busy boy.
Didn't you go somewhere? Where'd you go? You went somewhere.
I don't know. I don't remember. Somewhere in Asia.
Sounds fun.
No, it's been kind of crazy. I'm trying to do more. I want to do more, but there's so much, like we've talked about 1,000 times, that every week is just chaotic new storylines and crazy things happening in the world of wrestling. So I'm just trying to keep up. But thank you for watching up until this point. Please follow me at RRBG Podcast. Mr. Furth, let them know.
Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at I am Eddie Furth, and check out at No Laughing Show. We've got a show on July 5th and then August 29th at the Improv here in Hollywood. So come check us out. You win $20 in a t-shirt.
Fuck yeah, that's tomorrow. I'm going to try and put this up tonight. Tomorrow.
Oh, awesome. If you get this up and it's out Friday night, July 5th at 9:30 at the Hollywood Improv. No laughing. You can get in touch with me. I'll give you a free ticket if you're watching this one. If not, Thursday, August 29th at 9:45 back at the lab at the Hollywood Improv. Check either one out. I'll give you a ticket. We play a fun game. If you can last 3 1-minute rounds of comedy without laughing, you win cash and a No Laughing t-shirt.
Hell yeah, it's a fun time. I really appreciate you partaking in the pod with me, listening to my ramblings about where I was.
You convinced me on a few things there, man. You turned me on the Howdy versus Jay. That's a good storyline. That makes so much more sense than what I have.
Yeah, dude. I think that's where we're going. It's this story with Rotundas is going to be a heartfelt type of thing. It's gonna be strong. Hopefully, it doesn't end up with Uncle Howdy dropping the Universal Championship to Goldberg.
He'll lose it to Chad Gable. Come on now.
Well, that's true. Now Goldberg comes back for one more match and just takes him out too. Fuck it. Let's go. Great Balls of Fire. Let's bring that one back. Well, dude, thank you so much. Have a happy rest of your 4th of July. Everybody at home as well. We'll see you next time.
Have a great time.